Today we will be solving systems of equations by substitution. So first we're going to write down the steps. So the first step is get a variable by itself in one of the equations if it's not already done for you. Step 2 is substitute what that variable equals into the other equation and solve. Step 3 is substitute this value, the one you found in step 3, into one of the original equations, and then check your answer by substituting the values into the original equations. So for the first example, we have the two equations x minus 4y equals 14 and x equals 2y. I already have one of the equations solved for a variable, so I'm going to take that 2y, which is what x equals, and plug it in for x in the first equation. Then I'm solving for y, and I get negative 7. Then I'm going to take negative 7 and plug it in to either equation for y to solve for x. So I get negative 14 for x, and then my answer is written as a coordinate, negative 14, negative 7. The second example, I have y equals negative 3x and y plus 3x equals 2. So I'm going to take what y equals, which is negative 3x, and plug it in for y in the other equation. And I get negative 3x plus 3x equals 2. Negative 3x plus 3x equals 0. And I end up with 0 equals 2. So when that happens, we write no solution because our variable subtracted out. Sometimes we'll get something like 2 equals 2, and in that situation we would write IMS. So it depends on whether it's true or false at the end. So 0 equals 2 is false. That's why we wrote no solution. If it was true, we would write IMS. IMS means that it's the same line on top of itself, so it crosses infinitely many times. And no solution means that the lines are parallel, so that means they will never cross. Example 3, we've got 2x plus y equals 5 and y equals negative 2x plus 5. So I'm going to take what y equals and plug it in for y in the other equation. So I get 2x plus negative 2x plus 5 equals 5. 2x plus negative 2x equals 0. And I'm stuck with, or left with, 5 equals 5, which is true. So I write IMS. That means it's the same line twice. For number 4, I've got x plus y equals 2 and 3x plus y equals 8. I need to solve one of them for a variable, so I take x plus y equals 2 and subtract y from both sides. Then I'm going to take 2 minus y and plug it in for x in the other equation. And I solve for y, and I'm going to end up getting negative 1 after distributing, combining like terms, and solving. Then I'm going to take that -1 and plug it in for y in either of the original equations. When I do that, I get x plus -1 equals 2, and then I solve and get x equals 3. So I write my answer as the coordinate 3, -1. 2 more examples. For number 5, I've got x equals 5y and 3x minus 7y equals 16. So I'm going to plug in that 5y for x and solve. Then I get y equals 2. Then I'm going to plug that 2 in for y in the first equation, and I'm going to get x equals 10. So my answer is 10, 2. For the last example, I've got x plus 2y equals -1 and x minus y equals 5. I need to solve for a variable, so I chose the second equation, added y to both sides, and I get x equals 5 plus y. I'm going to plug that 5 plus y into the first equation, not into the same one twice. And I'm going to solve for y, and I'm going to end up getting y equals -2. Accidentally dropped the -1 there. You'll see I fix it. Then I plug that -2 in for y in either of the original equations, and I get x equals 3. So my answer is 3, -2.